stay together, read Wallace.
Being married is easy. Just like failing a test is easy if we don't study. You want to be a doctor? Study. You want to be a lawyer? Study. You want to get your MBA? Study. You want to get married? Oh, look at that! No studying required. And in America, with a 50% divorce rate, that's just for the first-time marriages. It gets worse. 66% of second marriages will fail. And a whopping 75% of third marriages will fail. That's insane! And I have an answer. Couples who study together, stay together. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. I was married once! And now I'm part of America's 50% divorce rate. And after I got divorced, I found 3 books that would have saved my marriage. Book number 1. How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's been around for 80 years. I learned how to be nice. I learned how to be friendly. This book taught me how to be supportive of another human being and their dreams. But none of these ingredients existed in my marriage. And I take fault for not bringing any of these ingredients to my marriage. My bad. My ex-wife, Lisa, and I spent too much time being jealous of each other. We never had time to be nice or friendly or supportive of each other's dreams. It sucked. So I guarantee you, if Lisa and I had both read this book and applied the principles to our marriage, we would still be married today. Why? Because couples who study together, stay together. Book number 2. Boundaries. Boundaries by 2 PhDs, Dr. Cloud and Dr. Townsend. This book covers 3 basic categories. Number 1, stop putting up with crappy behavior from people. Number 2, this book teaches you how to say no for all the right reasons. And number 3, I learned from this book how to not feel guilty about saying no for all the right reasons. Because why did I think I was qualified to be married in the first place? I watched my parents argue. I learned how to slam kitchen cabinets when I was upset. I learned how to raise my voice when I was angry. And I learned how to slam the bedroom door when I was upset. I was homeschooled. This book, Boundaries, would have saved my marriage. My wife and I both needed boundaries between the 2 of us. And we both needed boundaries between our marriage and the people around us. Very important. We both could have studied this book together. Why? Because people who study together stay together. Book number 3. StrengthsFinder 2.0. StrengthsFinder 2.0 by Tom Rath. Let's face it. If you hate your job, you drag that garbage back to your house and you dump it all over your marriage. You. You want to be able to have a job you can go to that fulfills your every bliss. The author of the book, Tom Rath, points out that people who focus on their strengths on a daily basis are 6 times more likely to be engaged in their job. Whoa! 6 times more likely to be engaged in their job? That's what I wanted in my life. That has a direct correlation to a successful marriage. The author also points out that people who are engaged in their strengths on a daily basis are 3 times as likely to report an excellent quality of life StrengthsFinder 2.0 allows me to focus on a strength that is mine, that I can then find a job that will allow me to focus on my strengths. Because we all know that a marriage and a job interact together. You have a fight at home, you have a sucky day at work. If you have a sucky day at work, you have a fight at home. StrengthsFinder will allow you to find your 5 top strengths. Write a book, go online, take a test, and spit out your top 5 strengths. You can go back to the book and look up your top 5 strengths, and it will give you 3 things. A description of your strength, small little hippie testimonials from people in the real working world who match your strengths, and finally it will give you ideas for action. How you can apply your strengths into the real world. This is exactly what I want to bring back into my marriage. I want a job that allows me to focus on my strengths, so I can bring that magic back home and bring that excellent quality of life to my wife. And to wrap up, to conclude, to study for our final exam, being married is easy. Just like failing a test is easy. You don't study. Doctor, study. Lawyer, study. MBA, study. Successful marriage, study. And the books I recommend to study: number 1, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Number 2, Boundaries. Number 3, StrengthsFinder 2.0. I have 2 very dear friends of mine who live in Arizona, in Sedona. Beautiful. But they were having a very rocky time in their marriage a few years back. And they decided to do something about it that I never did in my marriage. They decided to read the same books, to discuss the same chapters, and to use the lessons in their marriage.